So, when you hear the name MrBeast, you probably think of these insane viral stunts, right? Giving away just mountains of cash. But what if I told you that behind all that spectacle, there's a really sophisticated business machine? The question is, how did a kid from Kansas actually build a full-blown media empire? Well, it all comes down to a system, and we're going to break it down. First things first, let's just wrap our heads around the scale here. We are talking about an estimated $100 million a year. That is just an absolutely staggering number that puts him in a league of his own, way beyond most traditional media stars. So that's the big question, isn't it? How? How does one guy on YouTube generate that kind of revenue? I can tell you right now, it is not luck, and it's not just about getting a ton of views. There is a method to the madness, a system, and we're about to show you exactly how it works. To really get this, you have to understand that the money isn't just flowing from one place. Yeah, the viral videos are the engine, for sure, but they are not the whole car. Not even close. This right here is the most important shift in thinking you have to make. Jimmy Donaldson. He's not just a content creator anymore. You gotta see him as a founder, an entrepreneur who has been methodically building a business with a whole bunch of different parts. Okay, so where did this all begin? Before any of the big businesses, before the millions, he had to master one single core skill, getting your attention. And you know what? He didn't just stumble into it. He approached it like a science. I mean, he started his channel way back in 2012, and for years, nothing. His videos basically went nowhere. But here's the thing. Instead of giving up, he spent all that time studying. He became completely obsessed with analyzing what worked on YouTube, until finally he had that breakthrough with these super high-stakes, simple concept videos. He literally treated the YouTube algorithm like a puzzle he had to solve. Every single thumbnail, every title, it was all a test. He would pore over audience retention graphs to figure out the exact second people got bored and clicked away. He engineered his videos for the biggest possible emotional payoff. He didn't just get lucky, he actually cracked the code. So once he had that foundation, that superpower of being able to capture attention whenever he wanted, he was ready for phase 2, building a machine that could turn all that attention into actual revenue. And the strategy? It's all about diversification. It's not just one thing, it's a whole portfolio. You've got the YouTube ad revenue, these massive sponsorships, actual physical products like Feastables, all the merch, and then even huge ventures like MrBeast Burger. Let's break them down one by one. All right, pillar number 1. This is the obvious one. With billions, and I mean billions with a B, of views every single year across all of his channels, just the standard YouTube ad money alone is a massive, massive cash flow. We're talking tens of millions of dollars right there. Next up, you have the brand deals. And these are on a whole other level. We're talking multi-million-dollar sponsorships. Companies are lining up to work with him because his audience is global, they're super engaged, and the way he integrates the brands, it just feels natural. Sometimes the sponsorship money pays for the entire video before it's even released. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. In 2022, he launched Feastables. This was a gigantic move. Think about it. He wasn't just promoting other people's stuff anymore. He was building his own physical brand from scratch, fighting for space on actual store shelves. And he scaled it ridiculously fast. How? Well, he used his massive platform to push for distribution in huge retail stores. He drove insane amounts of online sales directly to his fans, and he basically converted his audience's loyalty into customer loyalty. It's a total masterclass in how to build a brand today. Pillar 4 is merchandise. But again, it's not just about selling a few t-shirts. He's smart about it. He uses these limited drops to create a feeling of scarcity and urgency. So the people who buy his merch, they don't just feel like customers. They become walking billboards, a viral marketing team for his entire brand. And finally, Pillar 5, MrBeast Burger. Now look, this whole venture definitely hit some major bumps in the road operationally, but it proved a really crucial point. It showed that he understood that attention itself can be used like capital to launch enormous businesses almost overnight. Okay, so he's got all these different ways of making money, but how does he keep growing at this absolutely insane pace? Well, it all comes down to the very core of his strategy, something we can call the growth loop. This right here is the key to everything, the secret sauce. Instead of just cashing out and buying a bunch of stuff, he reportedly takes almost every dollar he makes and plows it right back into making bigger, crazier, better videos. And this creates this incredibly powerful self-feeding cycle. He reinvests the profits, which means he has higher production budgets. That leads to even bigger, more ambitious videos that go even more viral. This grows his audience and his reach, which then lets him get even bigger brand deals and launch new businesses. You see, each part of the system just fuels the next. It's a flywheel. This really just boils down to two completely different ways of thinking. Most creators have what you'd call an influencer mindset, right? They're focused on short-term profits. But MrBeast, he operates with a CEO mindset. He's playing the long game, building systems that are meant to scale.
And he's built a real company to back that up. This is not just one guy with a camera. He has entire teams for production and writing. He has data analysts whose whole job is to optimize his strategy. He's got operations managers building out systems. He's even launching his channels in different languages to multiply his revenue all over the world. It's a legitimate media company.
So when you take a step back and you look at this entire operation, what's the ultimate lesson here? What's the big takeaway from the whole MrBeast phenomenon? It all comes down to this one powerful idea: attention as infrastructure. See, in today's economy, attention is the most valuable currency there is. And what MrBeast has completely mastered is how to capture that currency at a scale nobody has ever seen before, and then turn it into a solid foundation, an infrastructure that he can build real, tangible businesses right on top of. Which leaves us with one last pretty fascinating question to think about. Is Jimmy Donaldson just an outlier, the biggest YouTuber of our time? Or is the empire he's building something more? Is it maybe the blueprint for what the media company of the future is going to look like? That's the thought I'll leave you with.